Stay with me. I'm going to read you portions of the case against Donald J. Trump and Jeffrey Epstein filed by Jane Doe in the United States District Court, Southern District of New York. It is case 1-CV-16-CV-07673-RA. I'm starting on page 4, paragraph 9. The plaintiff was enticed by promises of money and modeling career to attend a series of parties with other similarly minor females held at New York City residence that was being used by defendant Jeffrey Epstein. At least 4 of the parties were attended by defendant Trump. Please see exhibits A and B. So there were exhibits, in other words, pictures or something proving that he was there. On information and belief, by this time in 1984, defendant Trump had known defendant Epstein for 7 years. Quote, "I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy," unquote. Trump booms from a speakerphone. Quote, "He's a lot of fun to be with. It is even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side. No doubt about it, Jeffrey enjoys his social life," unquote. And knew that plaintiff was then just 13 years old. Exhibits A and B, probably pictures. Paragraph 10. Defendant Trump initiated S contact with plaintiff at 4 different parties. On the 4th and final SEX encounter with defendant Trump tied plaintiff to a BED, exposed himself to the plaintiff, and then proceeded to forcibly grape the plaintiff. During the course of this SAVAGE SEXUAL attack, plaintiff loudly pleaded with the defendant Trump to stop, but with no effect. Defendant Trump responded to the plaintiff's pleas by striking in the face with his open hand and screaming that he would do whatever he wanted. Exhibits A and B. Paragraph 11. Immediately following this, GRAPE, defendant Trump, THREATENED, the plaintiff, that if she were to ever reveal any of the details of the SA and physical A of her by defendant Trump, that the plaintiff and her family would be physically harmed, if not KILLED. Exhibits A and B. Defendant Epstein, this is paragraph 12, had SA with the plaintiff at 2 of the parties. The second SEX encounter with defendant Epstein took place after the plaintiff had been graped by defendant Trump. Defendant Epstein forced upon plaintiff and proceeded to grape her in many areas of her body. While loud pleas to stop, she screamed. Defendant Epstein then attempted to STRIKE the plaintiff on the head with his closed fist, while he angrily screamed at plaintiff that he, defendant Epstein, should have been the one who took the plaintiff's virginity. Before the plaintiff finally managed to break away from defendant Epstein, as she continued to fight, she was repeatedly screamed at by both defendants that if she were to do anything after this encounter, her family would be seriously and physically harmed, if not KILLED. Page 7, paragraph 23. Both defendants let the plaintiff know that each was very wealthy and powerful man, and indicated that they had all the power and ability and means to carry out their threats. Indeed, defendant Trump stated that the plaintiff shouldn't ever say anything if she didn't want to disappear, like Maria, a 12-year-old female that was forced to be involved in the third incident with defendant Trump. He was capable of having her whole family disappeared. On April 28th, this is on page 8, paragraph 27, defendant Trump provided the following statement to the American Media Incorporated and or Radar Online LLC for publication on at least their website regarding the plaintiff's complaint filed with the district court. Quote, the allegations are not only categorically false, but disgusting at the highest level and clearly framed to solicit media attention or perhaps are simply politically motivated. There is absolutely no merit to these allegations, period, unquote. The statement provided for publication by defendant Trump was published by said website and had been republished elsewhere in whole or in part numerous times. The statements provided for publication by defendant Trump and his agent and that were published by said websites are false as they pertain to the plaintiff. Paragraph 28 says that the published statements are libelous on their face and clearly expose the plaintiff to hatred, contempt, and ridicule. Paragraph 29, page 9. As a proximate result of the above described publications, the plaintiff has suffered loss of her reputation, shame, mortification, and injury to her feelings, all to her damage in an amount to be established by proof at trial. Paragraph 30. The above described publications were not privileged because they were published by defendant Trump and his agent with malice, hatred, and ill will towards the plaintiff and the desire to injure her. Paragraph 31. As a direct and proximate result of defendant Trump's defamation of plaintiff has been subjected to public scorn, hatred, and ridicule and has suffered other injury. The jury demand was that the plaintiff demands a trial by jury of all issues properly triable by a jury in the action. I don't know how long this has been up on the internet, but I will say, like I said in my previous video, birds of a feather flock together, and if you weren't somewhere where you shouldn't have been, you wouldn't also be in trouble. Let's just say that. We as parents always know. When your kids hang out with the wrong crowd of people, they end up doing or being associated with the wrong kinds of things. So he as an adult, a real adult, an older adult, should have known better than to be associated with this person. And if he was associated with this person who is a convicted essayer, then he wouldn't have these issues. But he was clearly associated and associated enough to be mentioned by name in a lawsuit against both of them. You can easily use the case number that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, case 1:16-CV-07673-RA. Look it up and it will come up on the internet for you. You can read it for yourself.